Go back to the thing of men, you know, they often do that when a wife comes home and has a problem. Well, here, do this. It feels more comfortable. So, offering solutions is a natural thing to dispel stress, to feel good about yourself, to feel as if you're a little above the people, etc. And it shows great flexibility and strength to simply be with it and simply ask questions. Because if truly your intention is to help others solve their own problems, this is the way to go. I mean, and even after 20 years of doing psychotherapy, I find myself going, well, what you ought to do is, no. And you...
Because they won't follow it if they don't come up
exactly.
with it themselves.
What you're doing is setting up something for them to react against. That's right. That's right. So, and just like with your children, offering them solutions gives them something against which to react.
The funny thing is as Masuda was asking us questions, and I was the teenager who wanted to get in the bathroom, and she was actually the one taking a long time. I started to think of my own solution. Of
Good.
taking a shower the night before.
Right. Which I thought of that too. I was standing over here and thought of that too.
Yeah. But I didn't interject that.
Right.
Realistically, I would have.
Right.
And then the mediator would have solved the problem without saying anything.
Right.
Just asking us questions.
Exactly.
And then coming up with a solution.
Questions cause our minds to go where? If they're good questions. Visual, future, which is the place of creativeness and curiosity. So it will tend to start that just in the questioning. You ready for a break? Let's take 15 minutes. Take a little walk. Do a little dance. Yeah. So, you're having far too much fun here. We are now going to take our learning so far and add a new piece. We are still not going to offer solutions. In fact, you will probably begin to notice that someone who's really helping someone else doesn't offer solutions. Because again, remember, everyone has within them the resources to solve whatever it is they're dealing with. So we need to remember that. It does feel good to offer solutions. Yes?
And I don't know whether I maybe mentioned this to you individually, but when I worked the crisis center hotlines, one of the things they taught us was active listening skills. And they said if somebody is truly in suicidal crisis, they have the answer within themselves. All you do is active listen and then feed back to them, and that's the way they get themselves out of it.
Right.
And I did go through that several times, and it was very effective.
It's surprising that it works.
It is.
And probably never once did you go, what are you, nuts?
Right. Right.
No. Don't do that.
Occasionally they would get to the point where they would get to the end of the list, and you'd be doing the yes buts. And then you go right back to reviewing it and seeing if they wanted any of those solutions, or there was no solution. Generally, they always came up with, like, well, I'll take number 3.
So would it be accurate to say that your number one job in the active listening is to pace?
Yes.
And we can pace the solution-oriented parts of ourselves, right? We can pace the distressed parts of ourselves. You can pace both parts. Okay, here's what we're going to do. A, again, your C is meta person, not up here. A is going to express an incongruent situation. So we're going back to something internal, okay, instead of external. B is going to access each side to get the outcomes of the issues. Now, here's what's going to make this a little easier. You're going to, once you've done that, ask the person to put each side of that issue, each part, this is where we start talking about parts of you, into each hand. Now this is where you need to be careful not to lead. So you've been pacing, and you probably at this point have good rapport. So one of the things that I've noticed to be aware of with myself and working with people on this, they will usually tell you which side. But to make sure, what you say is put each part in each hand. So you're not going, so if Masuda is talking about something and I've got a hunch that the part that wants something is over here, the part that doesn't want it is over here. So I don't want to say, well, put one part in this hand and one part in this hand because I'm leading. Yeah. So to check, I might say put each part in one of your hands and I'll mimic what I want her to do or show what I want her to do. Or say, if you were to put each part in one hand, which part would be in which hand? So that's a thing to be careful of. I have to be alert to that all the time because I already am going ahead. I've seen which side they put it on. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. 9 times out of 10 they will. But I don't want to lead anymore. I have to, but that makes, and then ask them if they notice, is there an image or a sound or feeling associated with that part in each hand? Have them notice. Because that's where we add our representations. And those can be very informative. So we've got their positive intentions, right? And then what we're going to invite them to appreciate the positive intention of each one. Then we're going to ask them to bring those positive intentions together to form a whole new concept. Okay? Then we're going to have them bring this inside. Now this is in your booklet, and I believe it's pages 6 and 7. Section 6, pages 6 and 7, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, would you like to see a demo of this, or do you want to go for it? Say again? Demonstration. Who has an issue they would like to play with? Okay, Judy. And we'll grab a chair from over there and, yeah. Whoa, that was good. You didn't even step on it. All right. So you have an issue that you have some incongruence about, some conflict about.
Incongruence about.
So you want to do one thing, or you have to make some decisions that are unclear yet to you.
Okay, yeah, I guess that is,
And you don't have to talk about it a lot, but just some words that we can use with that.
yes. How far do I go to take care of myself in a situation? With protecting some property with a neighbor that's gotten into a litigation.
Okay.
And my self-righteous side says, I'm not backing down 1 inch after everything I've had to do for a year.
Right.
The other side says, you just want this to get over with. You want to get a fair solution to this. You're going to have to give on some of it.
Do whatever it takes to get out?
Well, not whatever it takes.
But,
no, I'm not willing to do that.
Okay.
But I'm worried in my own self that I will do that and feel like I've been taken advantage of after the situation is over.
Okay. All
It's
right.
not trusting myself, and it's almost like stepping outside for the first time and standing up and saying, no, whatever it's going to take in order for me to have a fair resolution, I'm going to hang in there and do it.
Okay.
No matter how scared I get about mounting legal bills or how unpopular I am in the neighborhood.
Right.
So that's tackling all the emotional issues from childhood right now.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this will be simple then. Okay.
Piece of cake.
So you have a part of you that wants to come from righteousness and take this to the wall.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I want to grind it in his face.
Yes, okay. And so, what would grinding it into his face do for you that's important?
It would be standing up for myself. It would be not backing down and allowing myself to be intimidated and abused again. And this, I know, goes back to my father.
Oh, okay. So it's standing up for yourself.
He represents that. Mhm.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. So it's in some way, it's for the first time, or one of the first times, you really standing up for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Against all of what society tells me I'm supposed to do. My parents say be a good girl and tells me what to do.
Right.
I'm saying no. This is the time. I'm drawing the line. This is it. This is going to be what I'm going to do.
Okay. And when you can stand up for yourself, if you really stand up for yourself and say, this is for me, what will that do for you that this part wants that's important?
I think it will free me up a great deal.
Free you up a great deal from
all the social prohibitions that I've been taught that this is not appropriate behavior.
Okay.
It's about empowerment.
It's about it's empowering yourself to know that you can do things that you need to do for yourself.
Yes, and not caring about how other people view it or other people's opinion of me.
Okay.
It's feeling very centered within me that this is what I need to do for me.
Okay, so it's providing an internal reference for yourself.
Yes, and for
That you-
future growth.
And for future growth.
Right.
Okay, great. Now, you have another aspect of this that concerns you. And so talk to me a little bit about that other part of you that's not so sure about how far to go.
That part of me, I think, is the stubbornness and the rebellion part of me. The stubbornness about wanting to grind it in. The stubbornness of not finding a happy medium. The stubbornness of wanting revenge, vindictiveness.
We have more than two parts here.
I've got more than two parts.
Yeah, are you getting? Yeah.
Yeah, there's one.
So how do I know that?
You asked a question about the part that was opposite to this, and she started talking about another part. Not the part that
It's got some aspects of taking him to the wall here,
Right,
but there's
it has some other aspects of right here.
Right.
Where there's one here, and then one right here.
Right.
Okay.
But for this demonstration,
Okay.
we're going to polarize. Now, remember that in the description time before, it was make sure they're polar opposites of each other for this one. So we're going to acknowledge that there might be a different part here. That part that we just encountered, is that weighted more toward the part of take him all the way to the wall, or is it let's, do it a little differently?
No, it's probably taking it all the way to the wall.
Okay.
I mean, it's confused with empowerment.
Right, it is confused. The outcome might be the same. The behavior might end up being the same, but it's for a different reason. It's a different part of her.
And I'm afraid, on the other hand,
There we go.
that I'm going to be talked out of the stronger position in negotiation.
By whatever's...
By the mediator, by the lawyers, by everything. Just be a good girl, I've had it happen to me in a divorce, and it.
So the part of you that would allow herself to be talked out of that, let's assume that part of you has a positive intention for you.
Yes, it does have a positive intention, which the positive intention would be, it may be less time consuming, it would be something that could be resolved at less expense, it would be over, I could put it to bed, I wouldn't have to go through another year of this.
Right. So if this could save you the time of being embroiled in this,
Right.
what would that allow for you that it really wants? What's his positive
Just the
intention?
freedom to
Freedom.
just put it behind me. Just say, been a good learning lesson, got it, got empowered, didn't like it, but we can move on and we don't have to deal with it anymore. And you've learned a big lesson.
Okay, you're done.
I am?
Not really for the demonstration, but You're already doing this.